Here we are in section 2-3 with the answers to number 7 through 15. Here are some reminders of when we're adding fractions, what we need to do, and subtraction, what we need to do. So let's go to it. Getting common denominators, number 7. Common denominator, let me see, 5 and a 3. Looks like 15 would be the one. So we would have to times this guy by 3 on both sides. So we have 6/15. And we're going to add it to, I'm going to put it on top of each other. We're going to times this guy by 5. And we can make that guy a common denominator of 15 plus 10/15 gives us 16/15. Oh, 16 is bigger than that. So 15/15 makes a 1. And then we have 1/15 left. So 16/15 is the improper fraction, and the mixed number is 1 and 1/15. Good. Okay, number 8. 1/4 plus 5/8. Now, if you look right here, 4 can go into 8. So all we have to do is times this by 2, times this by 2, and we get 2/8 plus 5/8. That gives us 7/8. Oh, we don't even need to simplify that one. That one's very nice. Good. Number 9. 7/30 minus 3/25. Ooh, we got to get a common denominator here. I don't know my multiples of 30 and 25 in order to get what would be common. So I'm going to do prime factorization. So here we have 30, and let me see, that's 3 times 10, and that's 2 times 5. So this is a 2 times a 3 times a 5. Okay, and 25 is, oh, that's 5 times 5. So in order to make it the exact same, it looks like this guy needs a 5 on it. And this guy needs 5 times 5, a 2 and a 3. Times 2 times 3, which is 6. Okay, so that means we have 35 over, let me see, we times by 5, that's 150. Wow, look, we found 150 is a common denominator. And this one minus 18 over 150. So 35 minus 18, might have to do that by hand. 35 minus 18. 5 minus 8 is too small. We borrow from the 2. 15 minus 8 is 7. Sorry, borrow from the 3 to make a 2. Makes that a 15. 15 minus 8 is 7. 2 minus 1 is 1. So we get 17 1/50. Wow, like that one. That was a toughie. Okay, number 10. 1/3 plus 7/12. Let me see. 3 can go into 12, so hey, we could just change this one times by 4. We get 4/12 plus 7/12, and that equals 11/12. No simplifying to do there. All right, number, what number are we on? Number 11 here. Ooh, we're going to stack these on top of each other. Let's do that. 13 and 3/4 plus 4 and 5/6. Okay, so common denominator between 4 and 6. Let's go through the multiplication tables. 4 times 2 is 8. 4 times 3 is 12. Oh, and 6 goes into that one. So if we times this guy by 3 and 3, we now have 9/12. And this guy we times by a 2 and times by a 2, we have 10/12. All right, let's add them. We can do that. So we don't have to worry about these guys anymore. 13 and 9/12 plus 4 and 10/12. 9 plus 10, that's 19/12. And what do we do here? We carry by 19, by 12s in this case. So over here, we take 12 of those 12s, and that's a 1, which goes up on top right there. And how many are left? If we took 12 away from 19, there are 7/12 remaining. So 1, now that we've carried the 1, 1 plus 3 is 4, plus 4 is 8, and 1 plus 0 is 1. 18 and 7/12. Let's write that over here a little bit bigger. 18 and 7/12. We got it. Hey, that was pretty tough. We had to change denominators and regroup. All right, next one. Number 12, 9 and 7/10. We'll put it up here so we have a little bit more room to work. 9 and 7/10, subtract 3 and 1/5. We need a common denominator. So we got the strongest one is on top. It's positive. Good. Now we got to get common denominators. 5 goes into 10. So that's good to note. We can just times by 2 down here, and we get 2 tenths. 7 tenths is already in tenths. So let's scribble those guys out. Now let's keep going. Now we can do it. 7 tenths minus 2 tenths is 5 tenths. 9 minus 3 is 6. 6 and 5 tenths. Now 5 tenths can simplify. You can actually divide by a 5 and divide by 5. So you get 6 and 1/2. Cool. Number 13. 3 and 9/14 minus 6 and 6/7. Notice first step here, we got to put the strongest one on top. So negative 6 and 6/7 goes on top, and a 3 and 9/14. Now, next one, we got to get common denominators. Let me see, 14 and 7. Oh, yeah. 7 goes into 14 twice. If we times by 2, we have 12/14. And this guy is still 9/14, but that, changing those denominators, we can kind of forget that. So we have 6 and 12/14 minus 3 and 9/14. 12 minus 9 is 3/14. 6 minus 3 is 3. And strongest one wins. That's a negative sign. Negative 3 and 3/14. Whew, these stretch the brain a little bit. Okay, 4 and 2/7. 4 and 2/7 plus 9 and 2/3. All right. Common denominator. 3 doesn't go into 7. They don't really have anything common. Let me see. 7 times 1 is 7. 7 times 2 is 14. 7 times 3 is 21. That's our baby right there. 21. So we got to times by 3 and 3. We got 6/21. And we got to times by 7. Times by 7. That's 14/21. So those guys are gone. 6 plus 14 is 20/21. And 4 plus 9 is 13. And no simplifying. That's not an improper fraction. We can't carry. So we're good to go. All right, next one. 12 and 5/8 minus 9 and 3/4. So put the strongest one on top. 12 and 5/8 minus 9 and 3/4. Okay, common denominator between a 4 and an 8. Oh, 4 times 2 is 8. So we can just times by 2 down here, and we have common denominator, 6/8. And that guy is just 5/8. We didn't have to do anything to it. But now we have 12 and 5/8 minus 9 and 6/8. Excellent. Let's do this problem. 5/8 minus 6/8. 5 is too small. We can't take it away, so we got to borrow from the 2. That becomes a 1. And that you add 8/8 over here. So we really have 13/8. 13/8 minus 6/8 is 7/8. Oh, that was a lot of changing. Then 11 minus 9 is 2. And the strongest one wins. 2 and 7/8. Let's circle that a little bit nicer. There we go. Great.